Good morning, hockey fans. This is Steven Heisler with HeisHockey.com, the Victorious Hockey Company, and the now world famous Junior Hockey Discussion Group on Facebook. You are watching the Junior Hockey Morning Show. We are on the World Sports Broadcasting Network, WSBN.TV, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Hopefully in your car this morning, in your office, your living room, or maybe you're watching this sometime later in the future. Today is Tuesday, April 11th. This will be our last Midwest report of the season from the North American Hockey League. We'll go back to doing a regular North American Hockey League report on Monday next week. That'll be breaking down all 8 games of the playoffs, all 8 series. But for today, we're going to talk about the Midwest division of the NAHL. Tomorrow we'll break down the South division. Going into the final weekend of regular season play, the North American Hockey League's Midwest division joins the East division as the only 2 divisions to have their playoff teams already determined. The only remaining question in this division is this: will it be Chippewa or Kenai River facing the Wendigo in the first round? Speaking of Wisconsin Wendigo, they are 37-18, 1-2, 77 points. Blake Halita's Wendigo split the weekend series against the Wilderness and will complete the schedule this week in Springfield. Now that the division regular season championship is secured, look for Wisconsin to let up a bit and let the affiliates get some experience and play this weekend. Yeah, I get that. Blake will probably sit his first couple lines, play the youngsters, give them a lot of shifts, maybe double play him a little bit, just to save his top group for the playoffs. Minnesota Wilderness are 33-18, 3-4, 73 points. Brett Skinner and the Wilderness split the weekend home series with the Wendigo, locking themselves into second place and seeded the same for the playoffs. This weekend's road to Chippewa may be worth losing on purpose if the Wilderness want to avoid any chance of going back to Alaska in the first round of the playoffs. Rarely do we going to say that a team benefits by losing, but let's face the reality here. Nobody wants to go to Alaska if they don't have to. Chippewa Steel just came back from Alaska, 31-23, 1-3 record, 66 points. They are in a dogfight for third place with Kenai River, third and fourth place. Casey McYoung and the Steel took 3 of 5 games on their trip to Alaska. That included the weekend split at Fairbanks. Look for Chippewa to take both games at home against the Wilderness this weekend. It's clear that Minnesota would rather not have to go play Kenai River in the first round. They would play the first 2 games in Minnesota, and then that third game would be in Kenai, hypothetically. Speaking of the Brown Bears, 31-23, 3-1, 66 points, currently tied with Chippewa for third and fourth place. Taylor Shaw's Brown Bears really don't care what team they have to face in the first round of the playoffs. They're just happy to be there. Maybe Nate Keel's not happy they're going to be there because that trip's going to cost $50,000. But the players themselves, good. Friday's win in Anchorage secured the playoff bid, making the overtime loss on Saturday all but meaningless. The Wolverines visit Soldotna this weekend. Fairbanks Ice Dogs, 28-25, 6-1, 63 points. Rob Proffitt's Dogs gave it their all and shut out Chippewa 3-0 Friday night, only to come up short on Saturday against the same goalie that embarrassed the Americans at World Juniors. He had that Slovakian kick and stop pucks when he's hot. We are hearing that Proffitt is eyeing. Here's some big news for you, folks. Listen carefully. We are hearing that Proffitt is eyeing Yellowstone Quake head coach Ryan Theros as the lead candidate to take over the head coaching duties for next year. Theros is a nice enough guy. But are there not better options out there? A lot of good coaches out there. Why is Fairbanks going to dig into the 3HL for a team that was sub 500 into 3HL and expect that guy to do much better in Fairbanks? I personally don't get it, but maybe there's a connection with Rob. They're good friends or whatever else. But that good friends thing didn't work out well with Dave Allison at all. So I'm concerned about this hire. But as an Anchorage fan, good. But the Ice Dogs are important to Alaska, and they're important to Fairbanks. So it's important that Fairbanks is relative. I don't know if this hire, if that's who they're going to bring in, is the answer. Fairbanks folks will certainly question it. If there's a law in Fairbanks, thou shalt not question Rob Prophet. I dare you. Doing so is like questioning Joe Biden in Chicago or LA or New York. You can't do that. Anchorage Wolverines 27-24, 6-1, 61 points. There are hundreds of excuses why Evan Trupp and the Wolverines could not duplicate the success of last season. The September coaching change, early season road trip from hell, homeless folks living in the Sullivan Arena are just a few. Taking the Alaska Airlines Club 49 Cup, that's the in-season championship between Fairbanks, Kenai, and Anchorage, is a nice consolation prize. Wolverines close the season this week at Kenai River. Kenai probably doesn't really care who they play in the playoffs in the first round. They're going to be on an airplane regardless. You might see Kenai toss these two games. Springfield Junior Blues, 26-29, 1-2, 55 points. The Blues move up a notch from last place after the weekend road sweep at Janesville. Springfield closes the season this week at home against the Wendigo. Okay. Springfield is in the middle of a coaching change of their own. The head coach is gone. The assistant coach is going to be the main guy next year. So be it. Hopefully that ship gets put back into the right path. Janesville Jets, 23-28, 5-4. Joe Dibble and the Jets were swept at home by Springfield in a series that featured the NAHL debut of Annalise Bergman, the first woman to play a regular season game for a Tier 1 or 2 junior hockey team in the United States. Very good for her. Very good for...
Okay, I found this on the web first that featured the NHL debut of Annalise Bergman, the first woman to play a regular season game
has
for a
decided
Tier 1
to
or 2 junior hockey team
interrupt
in the
me
United States.
while talking to you guys. That was fantastic, Siri. Thank you for helping me there. Tell me what happened there. So anyway, I had to be excited for what Bill McCoshen and Joe Dibble did with that girl. Nice that they put her on the affiliate list to get this opportunity for her. She's a good little goalie. Is she North American Hockey League ready? She stopped pucks. She'd be okay. But I don't know if that challenge is the best thing for her or the game. She did okay, but are we ready to have a full-time woman in net for a North American Hockey League team or a USHL team? There's no reason why she can't. The endurance of a long season, I don't know if that's going to be there, but let's see what happens for next year. I don't think Janesville and Joe Dibble are happy with being in the cellar of this division. They very easily could have been in second place. A lot of things didn't go their way this year. That's okay. Look for a full return to glory for next year. Joe does a good job, brings a lot of younger players in, and their gauge of success is more about getting kids up to the USHL and up and over to college hockey. All right, folks, I'm in a suit and tie today. I was already up this morning at, 4:30 for an early trip to the airport. But that's it for today. We hope that you enjoy your morning.